Today we're going to be talking about Echocalypse. Echocalypse is an idle game. You build a team, right? You set up your team. Then you go on expeditions. You go here on the map. Let's go here. And the game. Let's ignore the story. I don't really know much about the story because I've been skipping all of it. But it's an idle game. You don't really play the game. You just set up the team and then you send it in. And the game plays by itself. And if you really don't want to, if you don't have the patience for this, you can just click the skip button. And boom, you are out. Now, this game is not a true idle game. Because normally an idle game accumulates resources while you're not logged in. This does not have that. Instead, it has the idle game of you don't actually get to play the game. The game kind of plays by itself. And all you're doing really is just setting up the team. So technically speaking, the only amount of gameplay you have in this game is to set up the team. Now that necessarily is not too bad. I think team building is actually quite important. It can actually be quite dynamic and interesting. I mean, that's the whole point about auto battlers, like games like TFT and the Dota 2 auto battler, and even Battlegrounds from Hearthstone, right? Building your team and then just letting your team do the job can be very exciting if the team building matters. Is this one of those games? No, it's not, and we're gonna talk about that. The game, when I first picked up the game, I was a little bit on the fence. I wasn't too sure about it, but I will say one thing: it looks really good. The first thing I saw when I first saw the game was that it looks very much like Azur Lane, in the sense that... Maybe I shouldn't click that. In the sense that, you know, you have chibi characters that kind of do fighting. The gameplay is obviously very different, but, you know, you have chibi characters that do fighting, and then you have very gorgeous models, you know, 2D models, that have very gratuitous, very, you know, etchy and spicy skins that kind of just make the experience something else, right? That's kind of what this type of game is. It's one of those games where it's all about the loot and it's all about the skins. And to be honest, I actually kind of liked it at first. I actually did kind of like it. I immediately went to play it again the next day, and pretty much for the last month, I have been playing this game pretty much every day. However, I will say that the honeymoon phase that I had has kind of already passed by, and probably don't want to play the game at all anymore. First impressions are very good in this game. The game is slow, it takes its time. It doesn't just bombard you with a lot of features right at the start. You kind of unlock them as you level up, which, you know, most games do it. But leveling up does take a little bit of time, so, you know, you're unlocking new features every so often. To give you an example, just yesterday, I unlocked a new feature, and I've been playing this for a month, so it took an entire month to unlock this. Another aspect that I really like is obviously the dormitories. Now, this isn't something new. Lots of gachas like Azur Lane have this. As I said, this game reminds me a lot about Azur Lane, and they have, like, this is probably the idle part where you can collect resources. There you go. Bunch of different resources that I just collected. The gacha is also very free to play. You can pretty much get any character so long as you are willing to wait long enough. Whenever a new character comes out, as far as I know, they are added to the permanent gacha. So there are no such thing as limited characters, like for example in FGO. In addition to that, they have buttload of SSRs that they give you for free. They have the essentially their reroll system, where you get to choose what characters you want. They do this up to 5 times. I'm on my 3rd, and I've played this for a month. As you can see, you to get these, you have to progress through the story, and it does take a while to get through the story. Pretty much all in terms of gacha, all the characters you can get them for free, and I really like that. You know, I really like the pretty much. No matter what, so long as you're willing to wait it out, you can get the character. That is fantastic. I love that. So, with that in mind, how do they make money, right? Well, they, much like Azur Lane, they have the skins of the game, which are all very spicy, much like Azur Lane. They're all very high quality, and this is where they probably make the most amount of money. This is where most of the money comes from. I have gotten some of the skins, such as, we can see here the skins I've gotten. I got 3 of these. You can get them for free too. Although, to get them, you do have to spend your resources. You can get tick, so you have to get 100 of these tickets. They sell 10 tickets per, for resources. And then for 100, well, depending, for these ones, they cost 100 coupons. So you get 100 coupons, you can just get this. And all you did was use your resources for skins instead of gacha. And I think that's also fine. You know, if you want the skin and you don't really care about the gacha, you can get the skin just by spending your resources, which is nice. This includes limited skins, like this one. They are slightly more expensive, but they also provide a little bit of boosts, which we will also talk about that. Because I don't know if Azur Lane that is the case. Okay, so in Azur Lane, skins do not affect the gameplay. They are purely cosmetic. In this game, however, that is not the case. In this game, skins provide powers, and they say there already. Now, normal skins, every skin in this game provides at least 1% more attribute to, basically increases all stats by 1% of all your units. It's not just the character you got the skin, it's all of your units get this bonus for every skin you have. And limited skins, which are the more expensive ones, so this is one of them, this is one of them, and this is another one of them. They, in addition to that 1% stat to every unit, they also increase the stats of the character of the skin by 10%. You still can get them for free, by the way, but obviously they basically cost twice a normal skin. Now, again, I don't really have that much of a problem with this idea, because ultimately you can still get them for free, and since the gacha is very free-to-play friendly, you know, you can get pretty much every character very easily. I have almost all the characters already. I don't think this is necessarily that bad of an idea. The problem is, this game has PvP. And that is where the ugly side of this game has. This game's PvP, and we're going to talk about that, but I just want to warn that yes, this game has PvP. In terms of characters, you can pretty much grind any character except for even SSSRs. You can pretty much grind every character without even gachaing. This is the expedition or regression as a part of the game, where essentially you can grind for fragments of pretty much every character in the game. Obviously, you still have to unlock them by progressing the story, but as you progress the story, you'll unlock more, and you'll be able to grind them and get them and all that. In the regression, you can only get you can only get the lower rarities. You can't get the highest rarity, but you can get the highest rarity from the. Let me show you. You can get the highest rarity from somewhere here. Where is it? Here. You can get them from this little shop. You get whenever you gacha, you get points. You actually get a good amount of points. I think it's like 1,000 points or 2,000 points whenever you do a 10 roll. So you get a good amount of points just from you know, doing normal gachas. And here you can buy not tickets. You can buy fragments of lots of different characters, and they allow you to refresh multiple times, and you can collect them. And it's a slow process, but again, so long as you're willing to wait and grind, you can get pretty much any character in this game. No character is locked from you. I don't know how collab characters are going to be, because I know this game has done a collab with Overlord in the GP version. So we are going to get characters from Overlord in this game, like Albedo and Shaltir. And I don't know if they are going to be limited characters, because collab characters tend to be limited. But at least non-collab characters, they are all included in this shop. And you can pretty much just get them for free if you are just willing to wait it out. And I do like that. That's one thing about this game. This is one of those games, kind of like Isekai Slow Life, where pretty much everything you do in this game will increase the power of your team. So your dormitory increases the power of your team, your skins increase the power of your team, your achievements increase the power of your team. Also, they have the system of affection, which again, I like it. The way it works is very simple. You give gifts to your characters, they raise the level, and whenever they raise the level, they get boosts to their stats, which again, like pretty much I've said, in this game, everything you do increases the stats of your characters. Speaking of increasing stats of your characters, you can also increase the stats of your characters by collection. So the more characters you collect, the stronger the level of your collection grows. Right now, the level of my collection is at 40 because I have a lot of characters. I have almost every character. And also, whenever you ascension them, you also increase the level of your collection. So, the more bigger your collection, the more powerful your characters become overall. Same thing with equipments. The more equipments you collect, the more powerful, the more stats you get. Again, it's one of those games. Everything you do increases the power of your team. And that's important because power is very relevant in this game. In addition to that, they also have the battle pass. The battle pass, well, it's a battle pass. I did buy it. I am not a free-to-play player in this game. I have bought the battle pass and a bunch of other battle passes too. This game has a lot of battle passes. As for the battle pass, is it worth it? I don't know. If you want to play this game for the long term, I probably would say the battle pass is one of the better purchases you can do in the game. It's this one, the Eternal Accord. This is a purchase that you do once. I don't remember how much it costs. I think it was like $5, and it basically gives you a bunch of permanent bonuses for your account. It gives you extra energy daily, so you get these little cans that increase your energy every day. You get 3 of them. Boom, there you go. I got 3 of them. Increases the maximum energy that you can have every day, unlocks a bunch of stuff. This is a purchase that if you are planning on buying anything in this game, I would recommend getting this one because this is a one-time purchase that just essentially makes your account a billion times more enjoyable to play. The events are not player-friendly, free-to-play friendly at all. This is one of them. This event is full whale. You cannot get... The only way that you can get tickets for this is to buy them or to just log in. But the number of tickets they give you when you log in is very small. So the chances of you getting the good stuff that's here is very low. So this is basically just for whales and for the lucky free-to-play players that actually manage to get anything. But to be honest, and as for what the rewards are, for the whales, a new equipment, and the highest character selector, and a bunch of other equipment that again powers up your team. This is where the ugly side of the game starts to show. Now, currently there are 2 events, and let me talk about the events. The events are boring. They are very boring because they're just extensions of the gameplay, which is just press skip button. And that's kind of my problem. Now, this event is at its end right now because I've already completed the entire story, which is just click the skip button. And this one, which is also, again, just click the skip button because they're just extensions of the same. This one is the only one that doesn't have a skip button because it forces you to have to go through the combat. But again, you don't really do anything. Let me show you. I cannot click the skip button here. I just am forced to wait out through this as the game plays by itself. And I don't really know why they do this. I don't really know why they force me to have to go through this when everything else I can just skip. It is annoying because this is like 5 minutes to do all the fights. And that's annoying, right? And for in a game that's supposedly like you go in, you just click skip and you will leave. This is annoying because it's like, man, can I just get through this, please? Well, let's just wait it out as we go through this.
地獄で己が非力さを悔やむがいいでしょう。
And there you go, we're done. And I have to do this 2 more times. That's basically the daily grind of this. You have to do this 3 times a day. When you do, you get points, and then you go here to the shop. I guess this is the missions. Then you go here to the shop, and you can collect a bunch of stuff. Generally, what the shop gives is what you'd expect. It gives you tickets for Gacha. It gives you important stuff for, you know, ascension and leveling up. It also gives you emojis, which, you know, I find cute. You know, I do find the emojis kind of cute that they give you. They're irrelevant, but I will always get them because I want that. And, you know, it's a very simple system, you know. The shops are not anything like mind-blowing. The first shop that they had was bad, though, because it had a lot of stuff that was very good to get, but you could only get everything that was good if you paid. Like, it was impossible for you to get everything that was good if you were a free-to-play player. And I don't really like that. These shops, both this one and the other one, are a lot more free-to-play friendly because, you know, the important stuff, which is the gacha and the difficult resources to get, are all easy to get and very quick to get, even if you're not spending money. We'll get to that one. This one is pretty much the same, but with less stuff to do. Because this one, I believe, is just story and the fight again. The fight and the story. Did we unlock story? We unlocked story. Good, because I can show you how the story plays out, right? You go here, you click the skip button because the story is not relevant enough. The story is not good enough to be... Some people are going to enjoy the story, some people are not going to enjoy the story, and I just don't care enough about the story to watch it, so we're just gonna skip through that. I cannot skip this one for reasons that I don't know. Doesn't matter, it's dead already. I'm just showing you how fast we can go through this, and just how brain dead all of this really is. Can't skip this one. Doesn't matter, they're dead. See, that is another thing. It's like, why is it that some you can skip and some you can't? I don't know why they do that. It's a little bit annoying that they do that, but you know, it is what it is. You can't really do much about that. You just kind of have to accept that sometimes they want you to watch the brain-dead combat. What is the furthest you can get on the story to not get locked out of game content? What do you mean by that? What is the furthest you can get on the story to not get locked out of game combat? You mean, how long is the story? How big is the story? Is that what you mean? For example, like, to open the gacha, you need to clear chapter 10. To get other stuff like stories, chapter... Oh, okay. This is not so much chapter... I do think some of them are locked by chapter, but this is more locked by level, as far as I understand. Also, so you will unlock stuff as you level up. So that's more like it. As for how many levels you need to unlock everything... I think the last thing was level 55. That was the last thing I unlocked. But most of the things that are relevant, You unlock them at 40, I believe. 40 is like the number that like is where you unlock pretty much everything that's relevant. And after that, it's like more niche stuff that you unlock. That, you know, it's good, but it's not really relevant. Also, as you can see, we're done. That's the story. That's the campaign of the event. It's done. It took like less than 5 minutes. Barely engagement, but it's done. And that's it. That's the event. That is the event. That is it. You go to the shop, you buy the stuff. This one has equipment tickets. Boom, they're mine now, and that's it. That's this event. Is it amazing? No. This one at least has a little bit of saying, which it has a card matching game. Yes, this game has mini games like Genshin, except unlike in Genshin. This minigame is the most engaging part of the game. This minigame is the most engaging part of the game. Because it's the card matching part. Didn't I see, oh, I see Aki there. Wasn't there a sword here? Wasn't there a keyhole here? Wasn't there a tower here? Wasn't there? Wait. Wait, huh? Wait, what did I see? Oh, here we go. There we go. The first login daily is like an hour long if you are going for everything. It takes you like an hour to complete. It is a lot of red dots you have to go through, and it is, I'm just gonna be very honest, it is annoying because again, it's just you clicking skip button all the time. Very good example. Oh, I have to do all of these daily grinds for resources. Oh, quick battle. Boom, done. Quick battle. Boom, done. Oh, quick battle again. Boom, done. An hour even with skip? Yes. Once you have done the first daily login, so I'm gonna show you what I mean by you need, like if you want to maximize, it's like 3 daily logins. It has to do with this daily supplies. So energy, although I have 200 energy, you use energy a lot because leveling up your characters is very, not expensive, but it needs a lot of resources, like a lot. We're talking like in the 40s, 50s right now. Like it scales up. It's ridiculous, the numbers. And because the numbers are so big, you go through this energy like in a flash. It's just gone. So during these time frames, you will be able to just log in and collect 100 energy. So you have to do the daily logins first, you know, right when you start the day so that you can get everything done. And then you use your energy, and then you come back later, collect this one, use it, come back later, collect this one, use it again. That's like the best way to maximize. However, the second and the third one are very fast because you've already done every other stuff. You're kind of just logging in, collecting, using it, and immediately logging out. The second and the third are very fast. It's like 5 minutes login. It's not really like that important. It's just really the first login that is just insane how much stuff you have to do. And the reason for that is, again, I'm going to show you a good example. This has a quick battle. Allow me to show you how quick this is. Oh, man. There we go. Done. By the way, the deeper you go, the longer it's gonna take. So yeah, strap in for that one. Oh my god, that's so stupid. There's not even sound effects. It's just like you're just there waiting for this to go through. It's so stupid. I don't understand. PvP is the same, but I'm gonna wait for the PvP because there's a lot to talk. These ones, oh my god, I can talk so long about these ones because these are terrible. But let's talk about the other daily ones. These ones are part of the daily ones that you're gonna do a lot of times per day. But these ones, again, they're pretty simple. You just go here, you click the button, and it kind of just does it for you. Nothing too like complicated, as you can see. You get resources, you collect them. Again, this game is just click all the skip buttons, all the quick buttons, which is, you know, very casual, but also very brain dead. It's not a very this game is very doesn't understand engagement. Okay, here's one of those that takes a while. Let's go for this, because you can't skip this one. But again, you're also not playing it. So you're just kind of waiting it as it goes. Let's see how long it takes. We're gonna be here for a while. I'm already gonna tell you. Or maybe not, because I am over leveled. It is 3 waves though. Oh yeah, my damage is already going down. I'm not one-shotting them already. By the way, I do think the little animations do make the combat, you know, at least somewhat enjoyable to watch. But again, because you're not really doing... because the game is all about just increasing power, the team building is a lot more brain dead than what it seems at first. And I'm going to talk about that once we get to the PvP part. This is not PvP, this is just a daily grind. Sadly, not every SSR has the animations. That's also true. Not every SSR has animations. I don't know why that is the case, because some of the older characters have animations, some of the new characters do not have animations. It's very confusing why some characters have and some don't, but, you know, that's just the situation. Some of these characters do not have animations, and that's kind of sad for a game that has animations. Anyway, as you can see, they might have run out of funds. No, if they had, they would have added them after. They're just, you know, it's one of those situations. But as you can see, this is something you have to do. You can also go back to the next one. You do this 3 times a day, and you get resources. You know, very simple. This one is also another one that you kind of just, you get resources, you collect them. Again, just another one where you go in, you collect. Again, this is another one. You go in, you fight, you collect, you click the skip button, ignore the fight because it doesn't matter, and you collect more stuff. And you have a number of times until you can't keep going anymore. To be honest, this one's probably the least boring one of them all, because at least you have the map movement, even though the map is always the same. So, you know, you're just kind of just going through the same map over and over again. But at least you have the engagement of having to move around the map. So, which is something I can at least give it to it. And then you have these limited events. And I was just going to say, the limited events of this game are a joke. They are shit. I don't understand them. I am so confused. And I'm just going to say it. They're trash. There's one here missing. That's already gone past. It's already ended. That was so bad, even the whales were complaining that it was bad. And the reason why these events are bad... Now, this one is not too bad. This is just, I believe this was kind of like a roguelike dungeon, where you just progress and you fight, you know, and you just see how far you can go. You know, this one was rather simple. This one is also kind of just fine. This is just PvP, but it's an event for some reason. You know, again, not too bad. This one, I don't know what the fuck this one is. I don't understand this one. Because as far as I can see, this seems to be like collect areas, kind of. Did I lose my area? Why am I here? No, I was here. Oh, I can attack. Can I attack? Okay, so this one is... Card zone not available. I don't know why it's not available. It doesn't tell me. This is... I don't know what this one is. I'll be very honest. This event doesn't explain... The problem with the events of this game is that there's no explanation for them. So every time there's a new event, you have to figure out what the event is by yourself. So if the event is simple, like, you know, dungeon crawler or just a PvP arena, you know, okay, that's fine. You can understand that very easy. But if we're talking a game that's like about taking areas and, you know, defending and attacking, like it's so much more complex. Like, I don't know why I can't go there. I don't know why I can't attack here. It doesn't really, like, tell me. It's like, oh, you can't attack here because it's adjacent to occupied and unoccupied ones. And it's like, then why can't I do this one? I can't do that one. I guess I can only attack the ones that are right next to me. Okay. Now I know. Never mind, I can't attack that one. I can attack this one. It's like... I'm just gonna say it. The events of this game are trash. They are not very well explained. They are confusing. And they are so favored towards whales, it's not even a joke. And I think it's time to talk about the whales. It's time to talk about why the whales are a problem. Or it's not the whales are a problem, it's why this game's favoritism towards whales is so, like, insane. Because this is on the same level as Isekai Slow Life. It's on that level. So, let's talk about power and how power works in this game. Team building. Does team building matter in this game? No, it does not matter. The only thing that matters in this game is how big is your power number. So long as your team is composed with your strongest units, you will always win against opponents that have lower power. Because the only thing that matters in this game is how big is this number. So if your opponent has a lower number, you are going to beat them. And if they have a higher number, you are going to lose to them. That is the extent of this game's combat. There is no team building. The only team building there is in this game is making sure that your units are as much from the same faction as possible so that they get more bonuses, thus increasing their power. That is basically it, which makes the idle aspect of this game really bad. Because one of the parts about team building is that it's fun to team build, to kind of see how you can make teams work with their skills and whatnot. Reality is, skills don't matter. What matters is the stats and the power of your equipments and the power of your runes on combat gear and all of that. And this is a problem in a game where you get stats for paying for skins. Because that means that people that have a lot of skins will obviously be in favor. Not only that, if your system is entirely based on who has the bigger number, that makes PvP essentially favor only whales. Because whales don't really need to think about team composition, they just need to buy all the shit, and boom, their team is now the strongest. Yippity-dee. Oh, this is a conquer and defend area? Well, I guess you can't defend because you're not a whale and you're gonna get smacked by whales. And you can't conquer because every time you try to conquer, you're fighting people that are stronger than you because they're whales. Oh, you're in PvP? I hope you're ready to get smacked by whales. And this is a perfect example, right? Let's look at this. Now, I will say that if the numbers are close enough, it's not as simple as whoever has the biggest number wins. However, for example, if I fight this person, I might lose. But if I fight this person, I know I will lose. So it's like certain differences are not as relevant, but sometimes... So let me show you. Let me see if I lose against this person. I probably will lose against this person. Although it's... Skip. Yeah, I lost. There we go. But I will win against this person. Guaranteed. There we go. So if the numbers are close enough, it is more questionable who wins. But if the numbers are not close enough, then you're just gonna win because there's just no context. So again, the game is very free-to-play friendly in the sense that you can get everything from the gacha for free, and you can get skins from the free. But as far as the event goes, as far as the experience goes in terms of combat, if you're not a whale, you are going to be smacked in this game all the time. And even if you are a whale, you're gonna get smacked by bigger whales. So yeah, this is one of the problems I have with the game. And while initially I didn't have that much of an issue, once the events started rolling in, and it became so much clearer that pretty much so far every event is just who is the bigger whale. Now, I'm not going to complain about the whale being a whale, you know, whales will be whales, but it's the fact that this game is all about just how big can you get that number. And because it's all about how you get that number, everything is just brain dead, and it incentivizes just who can spend the most amount of money. And who can spend the most amount of money will be at the top because they just get everything, and everything gives them power. And that's kind of my issue with the game currently. It's that it's not very engaging. It's very brain dead because, again, you don't really have to make decisions. You just have to click the buttons to skip. You just have to click the buttons to equip. You just have to click the buttons to switch. And if you're not a whale, you're gonna get smacked. And that's not very fun, you know, which is fine. I think these events are fine. You know, I don't have a problem with these events. I have a problem with the fact that they're brain dead because you don't really do anything, right? You just click the button and you move, and it does everything for you. But, you know, it is what it is. But when it comes to all of these events, it's like, man, this is just whoever has the bigger wallet wins, right? And that's kind of my problem. It's like this game, I really was liking it. I was really enjoying it. But the more I played it, and with all the events, and I don't think I'm saying anything controversial. I think most people agree that the events are like, again, I don't think these two are like that bad. They're PvP and they're dungeon crawler. But I think like this event is like garbage. I don't really understand what this is. And there's no explanation as to what this event is about. I can show you, I think here I can see the other events that were in here. This event was again just very confusing. This event was absolutely atrocious. Shadow of the Sentinels. Well, I do not know a single person. I was checking the Discord. I do not know a single person that was talking good about this event. This event was complete garbage, even for whales. Even if you were a whale, this event was complete garbage because it was just, there was no explanation on how any of this worked. And again, if the event is simple, like a dungeon crawler or an arena, you know, it's fine. You don't need to explain. It's intuitive. But if it's complicated and it's not intuitive, then no one's going to understand what the hell is going on, and it's just frustrating to play it, which is why I'm not even participating in this event. I don't understand what the frick is going on. What am I looking at? How do I advance? How do I take over? I don't know. Nothing is explained, so I don't even try. Because it's just like, I don't care. And that sentiment has been growing the more I played. There you go. To unlock this, I need to be at level 60. So there's even more stuff that I need to unlock that I haven't completely unlocked. But to be honest, I'm not going to be unlocked because I don't think I'm going to be playing this game anymore because I'm just tired of the game. It's just, at first, it was fun. And then it became like, okay, I'm going to do the daily logins. And I'm gonna log in at these times. Very novel. It's a very, it's a very casual game. It's not like super intensive. You don't have to be a whale, and you can still appreciate the game. And it is fun at first, but the more you play it, it does get repetitive, because at the end of the day, all you're really doing is just clicking skip buttons for like half an hour, and then you're logging out, and that's about it. And that is ultimately the problem I have. It's like, at this point in time, it feels like a chore to log in. Like, I'm no longer logging in because I want to log in and explore and get more characters and grind. I'm just logging in because I have to, right? Because I just have to do the login, otherwise I'll stay behind. That's the feeling I get. There's a lot of games that do this, and there is a good point to doing this. The problem is that this is all there is to it, right? It's not like you have... most games, right, allow you to play a game, and then if you have to grind and you don't want to grind, you can just go here, and you can instead just click the button and it does it for you, right? That's fine. But this is not the case, right? The click the button to get the resources is the game. There is no game. It's just click the button to get the resources, and that's the problem. Because this is the game. This is the entire game. It's not like you can go... It's not like, oh, once I'm done with this, I'm just gonna go play the game. No, like, you go here and it's just more of the same. I go here, I click, boom, click skip button. There we go, I got the resources. Done. That's the game. That's the problem, is that that's the game. The game is just click the button to get the resources. And you know, I think that is a problem in the late game, because the more you play, the more boring and just annoying it gets. You know, again, look at how many red dots I still have to... I have to click. Yes, I've been talking. I've been playing this for like an hour and 20 minutes. Yes, I've been talking and making this very slow. But again, if I was just doing this by myself, I would be I'd be here for an hour just clicking buttons. Just going like, skip, 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 skip there, skip there, skip there. Wait like 20 minutes for an animation to go through. Click here, click there. And that's just the process. And I find that to be frustrating at this point. I think, you know, it's fine. You know, if it's a casual game, right? If you all you want is just a casual idle game where you just log in like once a day, you click all the buttons and then you leave and you don't think about it, I think the game is fine. But I think for a gacha game, this is just not very good. I just don't think I think it has issues. It's not that I think it's not very good. I think it has fundamental issues with its design, because this to me is just... It's kind of funny because I remember when I first started the game, I thought this was going to be like Isekai Slow Life, which is a very brain-dead, low-effort game that just cares about big numbers. And I was then like surprised that, oh, this game is not a low-effort game that only cares about big numbers. And technically it's true. It's not a low-effort game that cares about big numbers. It's a high-effort game that cares about big numbers. That's it. It's a high-effort game that cares about big numbers. But again, it still cares only about big numbers. And that's all it is to it. And once you figure out that all that really matters is how big can you get the number, the game loses a lot of its charm, because you realize that you're never going to get the number to go big if you don't get the skins. And you realize that no matter how much you want to have your team of your favorite characters, if you don't have the strongest characters, the number's not going to go big. And if your characters are not at max ascension, they're not going to go big. That's the issue. Once you realize that all that matters is get the number go big, a lot of the charm of the game just immediately disappears. And I think that's where Azurlane kind of does well with the whole skins just being cosmetic. I feel like if the skins were purely cosmetic, it probably would actually fix some of the issues, because it would not be as easy for whales to just slap over, just roll over everyone with all their skins. But But because skins give power, it's so like frustrating because, you know, you just go to the shop, you buy all the skins, and how many skins we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, we got 10 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 26 skins here. If you have all the skins, you get a boost to all your stats by 26%. And by the way, the number of skins they have been releasing so far has been around like what? 4 to 5 skins every week. That's been like how consistently they have been releasing skins. 4 to 5 skins every week. That is ridiculous. Like, that means like by the end of this year, there's gonna be... Obviously, I think that they are releasing a lot of skins now because they're kind of dumping a lot of the skins that they have in GP. I'm not entirely sure how fast this game is going. I think the game might be going a little bit fast because they're trying to catch up with the GP version. So they're just kind of dumping all the skins they have from GP into the game. But it means like... You know, by the end of this month, there's going to be like at least 20 more skins in the shop. And, you know, that's 20% more stat boost to every character if you're a whale. And then, so the numbers are going to keep going up and up and up. And, like, there is no way for you to catch up. There's no, like, being smart, right? Because a lot with other games, for example, I'm playing with... I'm not even M Monster. Let's talk about, you know, Honkai Star Rail. Right, Honkai Star Rail, you have a lot of people who talk about how the game, you know, to get through the late game content, you need to have the best characters and you need to have, you know, you need to be a whale to get through them. But then you have people who prove to them that no, you can go through the content if you just play the game well, if you actually just know how to build a team and you know how to give them the correct equipments and you know how to, you know, use their abilities correctly and well timed. And that incentive, and to me, that is a lot more rewarding than this game, which is just make the number go big. How do you make the number go big? Oh, you slap the game with your wallet. and I just don't want to play the game anymore. I just don't want to play the game anymore. I feel like the honeymoon phase was very nice. I was very like, again, it was a novelty game. I was like, oh, this is so cool. The characters look so nice. But after a month, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to play this game anymore. It's just, it's frustrating. I'm starting to see all the problems, and I just don't want to play it anymore. And yeah, that's gonna be it. That's it. I don't want to play this game anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait, no, not 4 yet. 4, 5.